What is going on, Internet world? My name is Tommy. You probably know me as Rivet, and I am your coach of the Atlanta Braviaries, the highest flying fly-sucking team on YouTube. And we are here today with our Week 1 battle of the OMDL Season 3 against Willow Rush and the Kanto Fire-Type Chickens. This is going to be a fantastic match. Welcome to the workshop. Alrighty guys, we are here breaking down our matchup for our Week 1 match of the OMDL Season 3 against the Kanto Fire-Type Chickens and Coach Willow Rush. He's got a really scary team, but I think we have a solid squad to take him on this week. His first mon is Galarian Darmanitan, an incredibly scary ice type with the Gorilla Tactics and Zen mode abilities. Gorilla Tactics Choice Scarf sets hit incredibly hard with its fantastic coverage and massive 145 base attack, boosted up to +1. It has fantastic moves in Icicle Crash, Flare Blitz, Rock Slide, U-Turn, Earthquake, and his sketched move is Knock Off, giving him added utility and just another coverage move. So definitely expecting Darmg. It pressures a bunch of stuff on my team. A Choice Scarf set pressures Coco, Hydreigon. Obviously, it hits Gliscor incredibly hard, so definitely expecting Darmg this week. Next up is Clefable, an incredibly versatile pure fairy type with the Magic Guard and Unaware abilities. It can do so many things. It can be defensive utility sets with stuff like Moonblast, Soft Boiled, Thunder Wave, Stealth Rocks. His sketched move is Sticky Web, so that is another option for him. It can also be a Calm Mind set, or something like a Cosmic Power set with stored power. It can do so many things. It can Wish Pass, it can teleport out, it just kind of does everything. So Clefable probably coming in this match. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to set up Sticky Webs for that Darmg, as it does a decent chunk to some of the members of my team. But something like Hydreigon isn't going to carry, priority for Mega Scizor also is there. So maybe he doesn't bring webs, but probably still expecting Clefable. Next up is Mega Sceptile, a very threatening and scary grass and dragon type with the Lightning Rod ability post Mega. It's a fantastic special attacker with base 145 special attack and 145 speed, making it incredibly fast. Leaf Storms hit very hard. Dragon Pulses also hit pretty hard. His sketched move is Flamethrower, giving him added coverage to hit steel types like my Mega Scizor, which I have to watch out for. It can also run physically offensive sets with something like Dragon Dance or Swords Dance, run moves like Leaf Blade, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, Thunder Punch. So I gotta be careful of Mega Sceptile. I bet it would probably be a special attacking set, maybe with Earthquake as a coverage move or Dragon Dance just to boost up in speed, but Leaf Storm, Dragon Pulse, Flamethrower hit my entire team pretty hard, so I definitely gotta watch out for Mega Sceptile. Next up is Raikou, a very offensive electric type, 115 base speed and 115 special attack. It's a very threatening Calm Mind user. He does have Nasty Plot on that. That's his sketch move, so I have to be worried about Nasty Plot Raikou as well. Gets very solid coverage in moves like Thunderbolt, Scald, Shadow Ball, and Aura Sphere. And so in this match, I would probably expect a Nasty Plot 3 attack set. Thunderbolt, Scald, and Shadow Ball hits my entire team pretty hard. He could run 4 attacks with something like a Aura Sphere if he's worried about something like Hydreigon or Kangaskhan, but I think those 3 moves are pretty solid for him. Next up is Moltres, a very bulky fire and flying type with the pressure and flame body abilities. Definitely expecting Moltres this week. It's his best switch into Mega Scizor, as bullet punches and U-turns won't be doing anything, and he has a big chance to burn me with Flame Body. It can Fire Blast and Hurricane with more offensive sets. It can also Mystical Fire to lower special attack on things. It can Roost for longevity, pivot with U-turn, and remove hazards with Defog, so absolutely expecting Moltres this week. I gotta play around it, and I can't let Scizor get burned from Flame Body. Next up is Zoroark, a tricky little dark type with the Illusion ability, 125 special attack, 105 attack, and 105 speed as well. It's a very threatening mon. Obviously, it can do some shenanigans with Illusion, try to disguise itself. It can also just be a very threatening Nasty Plot attacker with Dark Pulse, Flamethrower, and Sludge Bomb. It can run Swords Dance sets very well with moves like Knock Off and Sucker Punch. So I don't know if Zoroark comes this week. I think he has a bunch of other things that kind of have to come, but Zoroark is pretty tough. So if it does come, I'll have to manage it the best I can. Next up is Bronzong, a very bulky Steel and Psychic type with the Levitate and Heat-Proof abilities. Fantastic Stealth Rocker. It can run offensive sets with stuff like Gyro Ball and Trick Room. Otherwise, it's just a reliable defensive piece for him. Bronzong could possibly come this match. It's one of his better answers to Tapu Koko, just because since it is a Levitator, Rising Voltage won't be hitting nearly as hard as something that's grounded. So it could come for that. It also resists Dazzling Gleam and Grass Knot, which are my 2 main coverage moves. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Bronzong. Next up is Hitmontop, a pretty versatile fighting type with the Intimidate and Technician abilities. Close combats hit pretty hard. It's a great rapid spinner. With Technician moves like Triple Axle and Bullet Punch hit pretty hard. He does have Shadow Punch on here. That's his sketched move. So a Technician Shadow Punch would do a whole bunch to something like Delmai. So I gotta watch out for that. So Hitmontop, if it comes, it's probably just a bulky Stealth Rocking set. Probably with Technician. I don't think he needs Intimidate really for anything. It doesn't switch into a whole lot. because something like a dual wing beat from Scizor would do a whole lot. So I don't think he'll be necessarily a defensive set, but I definitely could see Hitmontop coming. Next up is Quillfish, a pretty bulky and cool water and poison type with the Intimidate ability. It's a pretty solid Toxic Spiker and Spiker, so I could see maybe like a Spikes lead. But otherwise, it's a decent switch into Scizor. U-turns and Bullet Punches won't be doing anything, especially after Intimidate, but Boomerang is obviously there, so not really sure if Quillfish comes. I do have to be wary of a spiking set. I don't think Toxic Spikes will come just because Toxic Spikes is super duper free and can absorb those super easily. Next up is Palisand, a very bulky ground and ghost type with a water compaction ability. Very bulky at base 110 defense, I believe, and it's got pretty good special attack at base 100. So Palisand probably coming this match. Obviously, it's immune to Tapu Koko's electric moves. It does have to be worried about a Grass Knot. Something like a Specs Grass Knot would do a bunch to Palisand, and the Dazzling Gleam would do a decent chunk. So definitely expecting either Bronzong or Palisand. I'm not sure exactly which one comes. Bronzong's a little bit more reliable, but Palisand obviously stops, Thunderbolts and Volt Switching and Rising Voltage. So definitely expecting one of the two. And then last but not least is Tauros, a pretty scary normal type with the Sheer Force and Intimidate abilities. Tauros is probably not coming. It's pretty solid. He's got Bulk Up on here, which lets him set up a little bit, and moves like Body Slam will do a whole lot. But I have some decent revenging options to it. Mega Scizor will do a decent chunk, so not really sure if Tauros comes. But with all that out of the way, let's hop into what I am bringing this match. Leading us off, we're rocking Tapu Koko, we're rocking Marigold, rocking a Choice Spec set this week with Electric Surge, Rising Voltage, Dazzling Gleam, Grass Knot, and Volt Switch. I'm rocking Max Special Attack, 136 in speed with the Timid Nature. This lets me outspeed max speed Raikou, and then the rest thrown into HP just for a little bit of bulk. He doesn't have super reliable answers to Koko, like I said. His best blanket switch-in is Bronzong, and even especially defensive Bronzong is going to be taking upwards of 40% from something like a Volt Switch or Rising Voltage. Palisand obviously is immune to Rising Voltage and Volt Switch, but Dazzling Gleam does a sizable chunk even if he's fully specially defensive, and Grass Knot clean 2-shots all of the time. He could be something like Rindo Berry, which is something I have to watch out for. And that would let him, put on a bunch of pressure or try to recover up with Shore Up. So I got to keep that in track. I also can't Volt Switch super freely after Mega Sceptile has its Mega because he does have Lightning Rod. I don't think he'll switch in Mega Sceptile just because Dazzling Gleam would just kind of one-shot that thing. But that is something I have to be worried about. But this threatens a bunch of stuff on his team really hard. It threatens Moltres very hard. It threatens, Hitmontop and Quillfish. And it can switch it on Raikou fairly decently. So really liking Marigold this match. I needed to do a whole lot, and I needed to keep that Moltres in check because it's one of the things stopping a bunch of other things on my team. Next up, rocking Psychosphere, the Mega Scizor, running an offensive and bulky set this week with Scissorite and the Technician ability, Bullet Punch, U-Turn, Roost, and Toxic. Max HP with 124 in defense, and then 136 in attack with the Adamant Nature. This attack investment lets me clean 2-shot a bunch of things on his team. Clefable being the notable one. It also lets me 2-shot Mega Sceptile, and then it also lets me just Oko Darmg. So this is a very solid revenging option to come in against Darmg. I can't fully switch in super easily just because Flare Blitz is right there and it would just kind of body me. But if he's locked into Icicle Crash, I can come in, I can U-turn, I can Toxic into the Moltres. I had Swords Dance on here because that would let me do a whole lot in the late game, just kind of Okoing stuff. But Moltres is so free to come in against me, and I need something to put it on, toss off onto it, so I'm not making just incredibly aggressive doubles because I don't want to U-turn or Bullet Punch and catch a Flame Body Burn. So really liking Psychosphere this match. If getting rid of Swords Dance bites me in the ass, then that's okay. But I have some other things on this team that I think can clean up in the late game. Speak of the devil. Next up is Omega, the Hydreigon, rocking a Choice Scarf set this week with the Levitate ability, Clanging Scales, Dark Pulse, Flash Cannon, and U-turn. Max Special Attack, 232 in speed. With the Timid Nature, this lets me outspeed Choice Scarf, Galarian Darmanitan. And then just the rest throwing HP for a little bit of bulk. Clanging Scales is very, very spammable this match, especially once Clefable's gone. Dark Pulse is also solid. It hits, the Palisand and the Bronzong, which are the things that want to switch into Koko. Flash Cannon is there for that Clefable. If he's a Spit F set, Flash Cannon won't do a whole lot just because I am, Choice Scarf, not Choice Specs or anything. And I can also U-turn out on Clefable. So this is a very solid pivot. It comes in against, it comes into Revenge Kill non-Dragon Dance up Mega Sceptile. I can scare that out really, really easily with Clanging Scales. I can U-turn out. This can also come in against Darmg pretty easily. And since I am Levitate, if he for some reason gets Sticky Webs up, Omega's not going to really care. I can just come in and start mashing Clanging Scales and all of that and just doing my job regardless of whether Webs are up, so I really like that option. Next up, we're rocking Toxapex Priestess. The Toxapex coming with a Rocky Helmet Regenerator set this week, fully physically defensive. Scald, Recover, Toxic Spikes, and Teleport. This is my main switch into to Galarian Darmanitan. If he goes for like a Gorilla Tactics, Choice Scarf, Earthquake, it'll do up to 70%, but I can just immediately switch hard out into something like Omega to take that just because, you know, Priestess does have her generator and is doing some shenanigans. If it goes for U-turn, he'll take Rocky Helmet Chip. If he goes for Ice Skill Crash or Flare Blitz, I can just safely teleport out on the next turn. So really liking Priestess this match. You know, Scald is just good for spreading some burns to something like Darmg. Moltres, this will do a decent chunk. If he's got Scorching Sands, then I might take a little bit, but if he's just, you know, a defensive set, that I can switch in on that fairly easily. I'm really liking Toxic Spikes this match. I don't think Quillfish comes just because he's got a bunch of other things he needs to bring. And so if he's like unaware Clefable, Toxic Spikes is good for that. Just chipping down stuff like Sceptile and Raikou and Zoroark and namely that Palisand. I love being able to chip those down and then just recover for non-passive recovery. Next up, we're rocking Absalom the Delmise, just with an Assault Vest set this week with Steelworker ability, Poltergeist, Earthquake, Doom Desire, and Rapid Spin, fully specially defensive. This is my best switch into Mega Sceptile. Mega Sceptile kind of just bodies me, just because Flamethrower is so good on it. So I'm running a fully specially defensive set. Flamethrower for max special attack is up to 40%, but I can scare it out pretty good with a Poltergeist. That'll do a whole lot. I can toss off a Doom Desire, try to catch that Clefable or something. Rapid Spin is good for any hazards you might want to set with something like Clefable or Palisanded Bronzong, and Poltergeist threatens both of those very well, so I'm really liking that. And then, you know, Earthquake is just there for that Raikou. This is a solid answer to Raikou if he doesn't have Shadow Ball. I definitely think he will, but he can set up a nasty plot, and then Shadow Ball, even through my Assault Vest and fully specially defensive vestment, it'll do a lot to me, so I don't want to take something like that. And then last but not least, we're rocking Electric. Ziggularok's the Electric, just a fully specially defensive set with Eviolite and the Levitate ability, Discharge, Knock Off, U-turn, and Thunder Wave. This is my primary switch into Raikou. Raikou can't really touch this thing. Even a +2, something like Scald or Shadow Ball isn't going to do a whole lot. I can U-turn out into Omega and put on a lot of pressure. He could be something like Rising Voltage Raikou to try to take advantage of my electric terrain from Coco. So this is a really solid switch in just because I am off the ground. He won't be doing anything to me with a Rising Voltage. I can knock off that thing's leftovers or Life Orb or something of the sort. This is a solid answer to coming against Moltres as well. He won't be doing anything to me with something like an Air Slash. Fire Blast would do a decent chunk, but I can discharge that thing. I can try to spread some status with Thunder Wave, which I really like. If Clefable wants to come in and he's Magic Guard and I can't Toxic him or anything. And then U-turn is just there for pivoting around the team. Coming against something like Moltres or Raikou, just take a hit, pivot out, try to get into Coco or Omega or Psychosphere, something of the sort. So that's the team we are rocking with this match. This is going to be really tough. Obviously, a brand new format and some really scary stuff on this team, but it's going to be super duper fun. So without any further ado, let's hop into this match. Alrighty guys, we are about to hop into this week 1 match against Willow Rush and the Kanto Fire-Type Chickens. You can see the 6 I expect them to bring up on the screen. Galarian Darmanitan, Clefable, Mega Sceptile, Raikou, Moltres, and that Palisand. I could absolutely see Bronzong in there instead, or maybe something like Tauros. But you've seen the 6 I am bringing and why I am bringing them. If you haven't, go check out the Teambuilder. But without any further ado, let's hop into the OMDL Season 3. Let's hop into SKETCHMONs and let's hop into this match. Okay, he brought some funky stuff. We see Zoroark, Hitmontop, and Quillfish. No, Moltres is fantastic. I'm very sad I didn't bring Swords Dance Scizor. Nope. No Palisand or Bronzong means it's Coco time. And no Mega Sceptile means it's absolutely Coco time. I'm honestly shocked. He's got something up his sleeve, I'm assuming. I could definitely see spikes, like a Toxic Spiking and Spiking Suicide Lead Quillfish, just try to set up for like a Belly Drum Darmg. That would be terrible. I gotta keep that in mind. Okay, so from a lead perspective, I could absolutely see a Quillfish lead to try to set hazards. I could also definitely see just like a Choice Scarf Darmg lead if he's that. I could also just see Zoroark or Clefable also to set hazards. But I think I'm just gonna lead Omega. It outspeeds everything. I can U-turn out on pretty much everything. It shouldn't be the worst lead in the world, so. So yeah, let's lead Omega. If I stayed in here and went for a move, I would probably do a lot. I want to see how much Flash Cannon's going to do to you. Clang Scales doesn't do enough, neither does Flash Cannon. I'm just going to U-turn out. It's my safe play. Yeah, I'm just going to U-turn out. If he stays in and goes for Sub or Belly Drum or something of this sort, I'm in a lot of trouble, but this is... Oh. Wait, what? Oh, this was Zoroark. I'm stupid. Okay. Well. Clef is going to come out here. I'm just going to go straight into Coco and click Rising Voltage. I have literally no reason not to. That confused me. Zoroark already screwing with my brain. But let's just click the move and see what happens. I don't think Clefable's going to like this too much. Nothing really does. But that Zoroark is Choice Scarfed. I just got to figure out what's what. But that's probably Belly Drum Darmg. The way that Zoroark is Choice Scarfed. He might also not think, or he might think that, you know, I thought that was Darmg and he's Choice Scarfed because I'm not Choice Scarfed Hydreigon. But the way he did that leads me to believe that he's trying to convince me that Darmg is Choice Scarfed. But he's Belly Drum. I'm gonna switch into Raikou. You don't take 2 of these. Yeah. LMAO. Click it again. Yeah, I can't believe Bronzong or frickin' Palisand didn't come because you have literally 0 switch into Voltage. He's gonna go into Clef. Bye. Epic. Alright, so this is the question. Are you Darmg or are you Zoroark? Because if this is Darmg, you could threaten me hard with Earthquake. However, you could also set up a substitute and then go for Belly Drum, and I would lose. But if this is Zoroark, you could go for Sludge Bomb. I just can't let him pop Salic, because as long as he doesn't pop Salic, Omega can hit him with a Clanging Scales through substitute, but I'm pretty sure that Zen Galarian Darmanitan bumps up to 105 speed. Oh, 135. That's very fast. And a +6 anything completely just shatters everything on my team. The question is, can I win this game without Omega? I think so. I think this is regular Darmg. I think you expect me to expect you to go for Earthquake or U-turn, and you're going to set up a substitute and try to go for game. I cannot let that happen. If Omega dives to an Icicle Crash or something of the sort, I'm okay with it because I have other things on the team. But I cannot let Belly Drum Darmg sweep me, so I'm going to go into Omega. Alright, he just goes for Earthquake. Perfect. So he could be Dual Scarf, or this thing is like Choice Band or something. But I'm just going to go for a U-turn here. I don't believe you're going to stay in. You probably just go into Raikou. He's going to go into Hitmontop. Totally cool. Bink. Oh, my terrain's gone. Sad. Well, that was poor timing. I'm just going to Volt Switch out, I guess. No, that was goofy. I should have paid more attention. I was just going to go for Bullet Punch. That's okay. I'm going to Volt Switch out. Doesn't do a whole lot, but I can go into Absalom and try to toss off a Doom Desire, but he can Shadow Punch me, and that would do a lot. I can also try to get my Toxic Spikes off, but Quillfish is there, so I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to go into here and just go for a nice little U-turn. He's going to go into Quillfish. That's okay. Bink. He's Intimidate. Not. I think he could be offensive and have Aqua Jet, but I mean, Marigold is so free. I've popped a potential Focus Sash, and he's Black Sludge. Click the move. Top's gonna come out. He's dead. This stupid guy comes back out. Into Priestess this time. And I'm gonna teleport. Yoinks. Back to Marigold. I have 1 turn of terrain left, which means Voltage. Raikou's gonna come out. Raikou gonna die. Darmg comes out. Priestess. Oh, this one's Zoroark. No, my accuracy. Oh, well, your Choice Scarf, you're locked into that. So I can just teleport out. Or I can go into Omega. I don't want Omega to take, because he's taking some decent hits. I'm just going to tell you out. Oh, he just goes into the other Darmg. Oh, okay. I can go into Psychosphere and just click Bullet Punch. That'll kill. Do that. Monk. Goodbye. Vilkwish comes out. Nice little U-turn here. Oh, that was Zoroark. Well, I guess the disguise changed, but I'm a goon. Rip Psychosphere, I guess. Well, I'm gonna go into Marigold and click Rising Voltage. I didn't know that disguise changed like that. My 6-0. I'm just gonna confirm that Aqua Jet will kill. That won't kill me from this range. Yeah, Aqua Jet won't kill me. I'm just gonna go for Voltage. We're gonna pick up the game. That's what I call a riveting win. Great start to the season. I'm incredibly sad that that Scizor got absolutely popped by a Flamethrower, but Zoroark will do that. But Mega Scizor will have his day. But Tapu Koko popping off in Game 1, showing why Voltage is such a stupid move. But GG's to Willow Rush. That was a really fun game. Keeping me on my toes with all those the Zoroark shenanigans and the potential Darm G stuff. So thanks for this match. Thanks for getting this in. I know it's early. And thank you to everyone who's watching. So leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you are hyped for the rest of the OMDL. I'm incredibly excited for SKETCHMONs. We've got some awesome coaches to go against and some really funky stuff. So thank you guys so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.